Hey there, Discover Family Church. Pastor Johnny here. I hope life is treating you well this morning. I was looking over the church and praying over our future and started looking at where we're headed as a church. We've really embraced the idea of online church because, like every church, we were forced to do that, and we're seeing some churches come back and some churches hold off, all just depending on what they feel is right and healthy and keep people safe, and so we have obviously held off right now, and if you follow along with us, you know that we're in the midst of a transition, that we are looking for a new building, looking for a new place. And honestly, I have been really personally looking for a new vision and a new trajectory for us as we really try to relaunch into this next phase of who we are as a church. Now, whenever we hit this whole COVID thing, we really jumped in head first. We've produced well over 200 videos in the last 4 months, which has been a blast. I love doing it. I love doing our Sunday videos, and obviously doing the devotions like I do in the mornings is awesome. But if I'm really honest, it's hard. It's hard. It's a lot of work because you're not just filming the video, but you're writing a devotional and pouring into it. And while I pour into reading the Bible for myself every day, coming up with something that you can speak out that's going to hopefully get people to think a little differently, open up their minds, open up their hearts, is a different thing altogether. And trying to do that, 6 days a week is tough. And honestly, as we walk through this transition, I'm going to pull back a little bit. We're still going to do devotionals. I'm still going to do some every week. I'm not exactly sure how often, but probably 2 to 3 times a week. We'll still continue to do the devotionals for you, but doing them every single day, it's tough to be able to do that and be able to keep my mind where I need to, especially when it comes to hearing what God has to say and the direction He's taking us. And I have a couple verses that apply to this right now. And for some of us, we can apply this in a lot of areas of our life, because there's a lot of areas in our life that we do stuff that is important. It's not bad stuff to do, but is it keeping you from the stuff that God wants for you for your life? Not for the moment, but for your life. And I believe that God has a bigger story for Discover Family Church than just a daily devotional online right now. I believe the story for Discover Family Church is much larger, it's much broader, and it goes on for generations. That's what I believe. But I want to make sure that I'm not allowing a daily devotional to keep us from getting to that place that He has for us as a church overall. And some of you have some things that you do every day that take up a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, a lot of your thought, a lot of your brain power is going to something that maybe is important, but is it as important as the overall picture about where God wants to take you as a person, individually, your spiritual life, as a family, where He wants to take you, what He wants to do in your heart and in your life? Because that's not something that the church is going to give you. The church isn't the one that's going to give you an encounter with God. You can go to the most spirit-filled, incredibly spiritual church in the world and have an encounter with God, or you can go to one that's dead and have an incredible encounter with God. Because it all comes down to you and where you're at in your walk and whether you're in a place to hear Him. And that goes to these verses. There's 2 verses here, and one of them I know you've heard before. The other one maybe you haven't, but they're similar. The one we've all heard before is from Isaiah chapter 40, verse 31. But they who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. And can I tell you right now, just like a lot of you, when it comes to where we're at and what we've been doing, especially with the daily videos and everything, I'm a little weary. I'm a little faint feeling. And I want to wait for the Lord a little bit. I want to spend some time getting clarity on where he's taking us long term, instead of spending all of my time focusing on just what is happening in this moment online. I want to be able to do something that's broader than that and bigger than that. And it goes back to the same thing. This is from Psalm chapter 27. David writes, and he says something very similar. He says, wait for the Lord. Be strong and let your heart take courage. Wait for the Lord. And so my word to you this morning is this. Maybe you need to wait a little while. Wait for God. I believe that he is telling the church right now at Discover, we need to wait for God, because there's a lot of us, we want different things. We have different focuses. I want to have church right now. I want to wait until there's a vaccine. I want to go back to our old building. I want to move forward into where God has us next. There's a lot of different thought processes, and that's a lot of us with what we think, what we want. And we see this across the board in what's happening in our government, what's happening in our society right now. It's a lot of what we think and not a lot of waiting for the Lord. And my word to you today is be willing to pull back and wait, to listen, to, like it says right there, be strong and let your heart take courage. God is on your side. Wait for him. Don't get so far ahead of him that you're taking the brunt of the attacks. Let him be your shield. Let him be the fortress that protects you. Walk underneath him. And that sometimes that means pulling back and waiting a little bit. Sometimes that might mean holding off on things that are sort of important so that you can get to the things that are really important. And so for me right now, I'm going to pull back a little bit on how often we're posting the videos. We're still going to do every single Sunday, obviously, our regular Sunday services. We're still going to be doing Wednesday night for the kids and the Sunday mornings for the kids. I'm still going to be doing devotionals during the week. I'm probably just not going to do 7 a week or 6 a week. I'm probably going to pull back and do a couple, 2, 3 a week, and get some other people to be doing them with me again like we were a couple of months ago. But just know that God has a plan. He is working. I'm hearing from him, and I am excited about the direction that he has for us, that he has a future for us, a future that's full of hope. And we at Discover Family Church are hope dealers, and we're going to make a difference in this community. And I'm going to wait and listen to his voice. And I encourage you to do the same this week. I love each and every one of you so much. If you have any prayer requests or any needs, let us know. You can fill out a connection card on the front page of our website, or you can email us right there off the website. I'd love to be able to pray with you and believe with you. I love you so much. And I can't wait to talk with you soon. Have a great day.